What we fund is what we value. Let's show we value our kids.
Let's do whatever we can to have an innovative approach for parents.
The debate over funding schools across Kentucky is heating up once again. The Protect Our Schools Coalition is asking the legislature for an extra $718 million for public schools. Meanwhile, the Kentucky Supreme Court will hear the constitutionality of funding charter schools this week. And thanks for joining us here at 5. I'm Connie Leonard.
And I'm Doug Proffitt. This all comes on the heels of Amendment Number 2, a ballot amendment that you right here in Kentucky rejected in November. If it had passed, it would have allowed taxpayer dollars to go toward private or charter schools. WHAS11's Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Jessica Farley have both sides of the debate.
The debate over so-called school choice in Kentucky is still happening. Kentucky voters rejected Amendment 2 in November, but groups both for and against the ballot amendment are continuing their fight.
Kentuckians from Paducah to Pikeville and Somerset to Southgate said we don't need to undermine our schools by diverting money from them. Instead, we should be investing in better ideas that work to improve student learning.
The Protect Our Schools Coalition is asking the Kentucky legislature to sign a larger check for public schools.
We are asking lawmakers to invest $718 million into public education. That is just a little over 3% of Kentucky's total budget.
The coalition of educators formed in opposition to the school funding ballot amendment, Amendment 2, that failed in November. The amendment would have allowed taxpayer dollars to be used to fund private or charter schools.
That victory sent a clear message across Kentucky, in all 120 counties, that we stand united in our commitment to public education.
It really shouldn't be controversial that parents should have an option that it better fits their kids.
Jim Waters with the Bluegrass Institute, a free market think tank in Kentucky, sees it differently.
Many states now have what is called universal school choice, and they have many different options. And some have vouchers, some have education savings accounts, most have charter schools.
The question of funding charter schools will come to its head this week. The Kentucky Supreme Court will hear arguments over if taxpayer dollars funding charter schools is constitutional.
The bigger picture is that we will have a thriving charter school program like many states have.
Charter schools don't always serve the best interests of our students.
Kumar Rashad, vice president of the Jefferson County Teachers Association, says they're fighting to keep every dollar in public schools.
Vouchers and charter schools are the opposite of equity, are opposite of fairness in education.
The debate of school choice, or how it's funded, extends far past the election. Now it's in the hands of the elected and appointed officials. In Louisville, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS 11, on your side.
House Bill number 9, the law that enables charter school funding, is on the Kentucky Supreme Court docket for this Thursday.
The court will begin oral arguments at 10 a.m.
Right now, more local news for you. LMPD investigating a deadly shooting. 2 people shot in the Newburgh neighborhood here of Louisville. It happened just before 4 o'clock this morning off Noreen Lane. Police say they found 2 men outside suffering from gunshot wounds at this location, and they were taken to the hospital where one of them died. LMPD says the other victim is expected to recover. LMPD is asking you to call the tip line at 574-LMPD if you have any information on a possible suspect.
A man accused of killing his girlfriend in Louisville appeared before a judge today. 44-year-old Jamie Shelby was arrested in Jeffersonville and charged with the murder of Latasha White. White was found shot to death in the Butchell neighborhood May 1st. Her family raised the alarm that she was missing for days before her body was found, and since then have criticized police response. Today, her ex-boyfriend Shelby was appointed a public defender after plans to hire his own lawyer fell through. Shelby is charged with murder, robbery, and domestic violence. Will be back in court October 7th.
1 person is dead, another is injured after a house fire in Fairdale. According to investigators, the fire was intentionally set. That new information coming out today. The fire broke out in this home here off June Drive at about 5 o'clock last night. This video from Sunday evening, killing a man and critically injuring a woman. Police say there was also a report of trouble at the scene as well, and the arson squad is investigating.
Well, we've got another beautiful day here.
Chief Meteorologist Matthew Willoughby is in for our Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell. Matthew, so good to have you with us here this evening throughout the evening hours. And look at those blue skies. I bet you could point out one or two clouds out there, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's really it. Honestly, we've had those blue skies pretty much the entire weekend, except a few rain chances on Saturday morning. But it's been some gorgeous few days, and we're going to continue that as we head towards this evening. Current temperatures right now, nice fall-like, mid-70s out there. Some areas into the upper 70s, like Shepherdsville. Down in Hodgesville, 76 degrees, but overall, it is a gorgeous evening on tap for you. Some of the weather headlines we're tracking, it has been a cool start to the week, but we got a warming trend on the way for us as we head towards the next several days, and we're going to continue to keep those dry conditions on the way for us as well for this week. As we take you through the next 12 hours, we'll be back into the mid-70s by about 6 p.m. and likely even into the 60s and 50s heading towards the overnight hours. That hometown forecast for tonight, most temperatures will drop into the 40s as we head towards tonight, 53 degrees in Louisville. And as we head towards your Tuesday, if you need that coffee to get you going for you, overall, we'll see temperatures into the lower 50s, 80s on the way for your midday, and we'll likely have another warming trend on the way for us by this week where we're talking temperatures into the upper 80s and close to 90 degrees. I'll be timing that out coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, maintenance workers and custodians for the Louisville Metro Housing Authority are rallying today to protect their jobs. They have just 2 weeks to finalize the terms of a new union contract. And it's a high-stakes negotiation that could directly impact services for thousands of low-income families. Ronnie Holcomb handles HVAC for the Metro Housing Authority, and he's pushing for two big things in this next deal: maintaining strong health benefits and protecting their jobs from outside contractors.
We used to have over 300 maintenance men just on the union side. We're down to roughly 110, and the city hasn't gotten any smaller.
Statement, the Louisville Metro Housing Authority said it's committed to retaining dedicated staff. They say they're optimistic about fair and good faith discussions, but they did acknowledge that maintaining their units may sometimes require work from outside contractors.
An important health care update for you right here in Kentuckiana. Norton Healthcare patients insured by Cigna will be able to keep their coverage for a little while longer. This follows the insurance company's decision to terminate its contract with Norton Healthcare. That would have taken effect today, but Norton Healthcare now says Cigna's termination notice is being extended through October 1st. Patients with Cigna may continue to receive in-network benefits until that time. Norton says the extension is in place while the health insurance company and the hospital system finalize a long-term agreement.
You'll have a chance to voice your opinion on the future of the Belvadier project during a public discussion. Project executive for the Belvadier, Layla George, will also present an overview of the project, its goals, as well as both the opportunities and constraints of the site. Mayor Craig Greenberg and the team behind the redevelopment will be there to hear your thoughts on the park. You may remember these renderings from the mayor's office show the concept for the new Belvadier, but Mayor Greenberg says already these plans are changing due to rising construction costs.
You'll see a little bit less directly over the highway. We realize that building that close to the river and over an interstate system is incredibly expensive. And so I think you'll see some of that moving south to over the parking garage. So stay tuned. I'm really excited. We want to hear from people more about what they want to do on the Belvadier than what it should look like.
The forum begins at 6 p.m. at the Iroquois Library. 4 more meetings will take place later this month at sites across the metro.
Right now tonight, we are looking ahead to a WHAS11 focus team investigation. A Southern Indiana sheriff may lose his law enforcement license after an audit found that he misspent over $25,000 from his jail commissary fund.
Sheriff Tom Kleinhelter of Dubois County never faced any criminal charges. Focus reporter Travis Breeze has been looking into this case for a month now. So Travis, why wasn't he charged?
Well, Connie and Doug, we don't know exactly why, and that's one of several questions I've been trying to get answered. We do know that Kleinhelter returned nearly all of the money that an audit and a state police investigation found he had misspent. The jail commissary is an account that gets money when inmates buy snacks or personal hygiene items. Coming up tonight after Monday Night Football, I will tell you what Kleinhelter misspent this money on and why it was potentially illegal. You'll also hear from Doug Carter, the former superintendent of the Indiana State Police. Carter has been speaking out across the Hoosier State because he feels Kleinhelter should have been charged.
These are trusted people at a time in our world that you got to do the right thing. You've got to do the right thing even when no one's looking.
Also in my story tonight, I'll give the timeline of how Tom Kleinhelter paid this money back and why Doug Carter and the Indiana Law Enforcement Training Board say he lied to a state investigator. That's all coming up tonight after the first Monday Night Football game of the year tonight on the WHAS 11 night team. In the studio, Travis Breeze, WHAS 11 on your side.
Travis, thank you. See you here later tonight. Kentuckiana is in need of some rain, and beyond our own personal gardens, we're going to take a look at how this will impact the fall harvest and our changing leaves.
Plus, the baseball moment that's going viral coming up. We hear from the father and son duo behind that battle over a fly ball.
And taking a look at the Kentucky Lottery jackpot, Mega Millions at $358 million, Powerball at $20 million.